In this week's episode, we are going to be talking all things magic, white magic, black magic. Why is there so many conversations about magic? Why has it come onto our radars in such a big way? So without further ado, let's get into it. Hi, and welcome to Outlaw Door. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Claire Attio. For those that are returning subscribers, thank you, thank you, thank you. Truly appreciate you all. So magic, why is magic made a massive surgence? It's as we've opened up to our spirituality, we've opened up to all aspects of our spirituality and our personal development of who we are now. We've opened up those Akashic records and we've connected with ancestors and their spirituality of the past. And of course, that has brought a lot of this forward. And there has been a lot of intrigue, a lot of trend, let's say, about manifestation. It started, I believe, with manifestation and The Secret, and it's very interesting to have been observant of but not a part of how this has rolled out. And when I say I've not been a part of, I've not actively participated. Have I been affected by the magic that is out there? Absolutely. Have I been given the evil eye? Yes. If you're on your spiritual journey, I defy anybody to say that they haven't been given the evil eye. They haven't felt those energies. And when we talk about the evil eye, when we talk about dark magic specifically, all magic is and stems from the word. The words that are used, coupled with the energy and intention behind them. This is where your dark magic and light magic, white magic comes in. So people can, like I've written a book on Druidism and the calendar year, and each of those has an incantation, and that can be said that it's magic. When you read those incantations, all I am doing is drawing upon the natural resources of the earth. I have made little rhymes, little poems, honoring the different seasons, honoring the aspects of the natural world. So yes, have I dubbed them incantations? I have, but they're like little prayers. They're like little rhymes of gratitude and asking for those energies, those vibrations to be brought into my life. And this is, of course, where manifestation started. This is where The Secret comes in. For those of you that haven't read The Secret, go away and read it. There is a movie now. If you're too lazy to read the book, then go and watch the movie. I personally like both. Both have been done very well. There are some extra little bits in the book that you may miss by watching the movie, but it's about learning to stand in our own power, raise our vibrations, and connect with Christ consciousness. And when I say Christ consciousness, I'm not talking about any affiliation to any religion. I'm talking about our individual connection with divine and taking guidance as to what is right for us. Now, if you do have an affiliation to a religion, I'm not discrediting that. I'm not saying you don't do that. If it brings you solace, if it brings you assistance, if it helps you stand into your true, authentic self, then you continue to use that. But when I'm talking about Christ consciousness and that deep connection to divine. I'm talking about our individual connections to divine, listening to the whispers of our intuition, listening to the guidance of our ancestors, and following the nudges that are given to us from the heavens, so that we can align with the truest version of ourselves and do God's bidding. We are all co-creators, and that is where magic comes in, because what we're actually doing is we are creating. We are co-creating, and that is what magic is. It's that creation. That's when we look at the tarot, we've got the magician on card, and that is all about creation. They have all the elements, all the tools available to them to co-create with God. Now, black magic is when things are created from a place of ego, from a place of self rather than service. White magic is all about service, doing God's bidding. Both have the potential to go wrong. Let's just not mess around here. Both have the potential to go wrong. And that is why we need to use discernment. That is why we need to be very respectful of these ancient modalities of divination. They carry a lot of power. They carry a lot of energy. They have very high, but also very low vibrations. And if you're not taking the responsibility for ensuring that, one, you are in a place and a space where you are stood on a firm, solid foundation of self-love, self-worth, self-value, self-belief, and have the confidence in who you are as a light being, you are at the potential of a darker energy, a negative energy, to attach itself to you without you even knowing, because you will not be accustomed to feeling the lightness that being a light being that is stood in your full power brings. As we're on the healing journey, we all carry baggage. We're carrying our own baggage from this life. We're carrying our own baggage from past lives. That soul, that with soul fragmentation, we've got to pull all those pieces in. We've got to make ourselves whole. And then we start the work on our ancestral lineage. What's happened at the moment and why magic is so prevalent is, as I said, because of The Secret, because of manifestation and the process of manifestation, and that kind of opened the door to people being able to talk about magic openly. The problem is there is a serious lack of understanding of energy and frequencies and vibrations. And this is where it's all coming unstuck, because people are kind of dabbling without understanding. And it's not a joke. It's not something to be dabbled with. It's not something to be played with. These are very strong divination tools. And with that comes in the laws of cause and effect. And this is why there is so much talk about hexes and curses and she's done this, and as I said in the beginning, I've had the evil eye sent my way. Why does she get to do that? Why does she get to do that? This is where we talk about staying in your own lane. Everybody, every single human being on this planet has the same infinite potential. It will depend on the amount of growth their soul has already done in previous lives and the amount of soul growth they are willing to undertake in this life, is to why they are on a certain trajectory or why they've been given a certain mission. It will be because God is playing to their strengths and utilizing them so that we can be of service to the collective. And that happens for everybody. This isn't an elitist group. This happens for everybody. But the problem we have is we have differing levels. That in itself isn't a problem. The problem is many people are still carrying, harboring past wounds, past hurts, not feeling worthy enough, not valuing their own assets and skills. And they're looking over their shoulder and they're jumping into other people's lanes or wanting to jump into other lanes, wanting other people's destinies, wanting other people's gifts, rather than sitting and doing the work that they need to do so that they can polish their own gifts, their own unique gifts that are desperately needed. We need everybody's gifts. Remember, we're a collective. The goal is that we all work together in unison. We are going to see, especially after the 8th of April, we are going to see, it's already started to happen. I've seen it in this past week with Mercury retrograde, because obviously Mercury retrograde brings back those lessons we haven't yet learned. I've seen it playing out, and it is kind of like, oh God, I feel for them. Those lessons are going to come back in. If you've been dabbling, what you put out is going to come back to you, not as a punishment, but as a lesson, give you understanding so that you can actually learn and you can use and move forward with reverence. As I said, this is not a game. This is not something to be played at. It's about reverence. It's about deeper understanding. It's about learning. It's about growth. It's about ascension. It's not, if you've given the evil eye or you've had a bad thought about somebody or you've been covetous of another person and you've and unintentionally sometimes, you know, put the evil eye on somebody because of where you've been in that moment energetically. And this is where mindfulness comes in. Yeah, we can all kind of look across and go, oh, God, they've done it. When's it going to be my turn? You know, hands up. We've all done that, but I don't want theirs. I want mine. And that's a difference. I think this is a difference. And this is where it's come unstuck. That is a very human, natural reaction to kind of go, when is it going to be my turn? It's not about wanting theirs, but there have been lots of people that have been wanting theirs. We've seen it in life. It's been something that has been unfortunately very encouraged in the society, especially with my generation, where we were encouraged to stand on each other. It never sat well with me in my 20s. It doesn't sit well with me now. It's that standing on each other to get to where we want to go. There's enough for all of us. There is no lack. Lack is a human perception. But these energies, if they didn't stick to the intended person, they're going to make their way out. They're going to come back. They have to go somewhere. As a person that are on their spiritual path, as a person that is stood on a firm foundation, that does have that confidence, that has done the work for their self-worth, their self-belief, their self-love. What I actually say, because I know when I first started out, it was always return to sender, those things that we didn't want to accept. I stopped doing that many years ago. What I actually do is I transmute with love. And then a couple of years ago, I got the message from Divine to even stop that. And what I actually say now is do with this energy what is needed and what is best for the collective. So I've taken myself out of the equation. So when I was returning it to sender, I was making a judgment. I stepped away from that. And when I was transmuting it, I was being the perpetual healer and taking people's lessons away from them potentially. And so I've now stepped away from that. And what I actually do now is I leave it to divine. I give it back to divine and I say, do what you need to do with it. So for the betterment of the collective. So sometimes that will get returned to sender because they need to be aware that there are consequences to actions. They need to learn reverence. They need to learn to stay in their own lane. They need to do the inner work rather than think that they can hop, jump, and skip and miss out stages. Other times, the universe will decide to transmute it. I've taken myself out of the equation, and I would recommend everybody to do that, because what we're actually doing in that sense is we are calling a halt to perpetually creating cycles. As I said, will you feel incoming negative energy and think, oh, for sake, you know, how much more? How much more? When will they stop? What is going, you know, what is this all about? Why can't they just stay in their own lane? Why can't they just do their own work? Why can't they just leave me in peace? That's the key. It's the peace that they seek, but they've yet to learn that they have to work towards it themselves. Peace cannot be attained in any way, shape, or form other than doing the inner work to create the space so peace can exist. So when we talk about magic, let's step away from the polarities. Are there incidents where magic can be really beautiful and incidents where magic can be really negative? Absolutely, the polarities exist. It's not the magic, it's the people using the magic. It goes back to that analogy. There are no bad dogs, there are just bad owners. So I hope that has helped. If you've liked the video, give me the thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe and share with your friends. Until the next time, you take care. Bye-bye.